tall, so not the biggest barbarian, but I'm jacked.
It's a hair and braids.
What if we put it in 2 braids and then we wrapped it around and then we gave her the flowers sticking together and then what if we did this?
Oh, may I have another drink, please?
Yes, you may. And he goes over.
Put your hands up, it's better!
No. Syria, roll me a Constitution saving throw. Yes, you. I'm gonna fight you.
He's sort of you guys know who I am, right?
Yeah. Goggles.
You're Dr.
Robot. Dr. Robot.
What do you do?
Take a moment to try to stop laughing.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one.
Why not? It worked again.
Hating on Batman.
And I don't hate Batman for the record. I hate the fandom of Batman.
Oh, cool. Okay,
That's the
that's
issue.
way more people.
It is. It's a
Dang.
lot, like actual human beings.
Were you gonna?
You need to rub this crap off your neck and not smell like me, or I will fail. Just start rubbing his neck and just getting like.
I am fairly certain it doesn't matter what I smell like at this point.
To a feline, you have wolf's piss on you.
I'm just gonna point at my feline eyes.
I have some kind of
You've just tuned in. We had the brilliant idea while we were fishing at the Dark Moon Festival.
Oh, jeez.
To do a dungeon with fishing poles equipped. Because why not? And so we drank all of the alcohol in our bags, and we equipped our fishing poles and our aquatic pets, and we went to do a dungeon.
I feel like I need to put it up. So this was the end of our epic tale. What holds for next week as the heroes set sail? We may find our family, we may find where things start. All we know is to follow our hearts. So our heroes set forth to pillage and to wander in the magical continent of wonder. We have one more question. I hope to not blunder. The question for you, dear friends. Do you wonder? Thank you, guys. Indigo Connect. Hello, everybody. Let's check to make sure. Yes, we have audio. Hello, welcome to Indigo Chameleon. Happy Tuesday night, gang. It's time for another exciting episode of Wonder. I've really missed you guys, and it's been a while.
Alright,
So we've got a few announcements before we get started with tonight's exciting game. We want to say a special thank you to all of our guests. You can't see them in the studio right now, but they are here. And you can see a few of them. Man, I set that up. We have this amazing space that was lovingly crafted by Indigo Chameleon, and we've worked kind of hard to make it a fun little space. And so, but we have this awesome place where people can come and hang out with us and lend their energy. And there's a lot of love in the room right now. So you'll notice too that we have worked hard to fix some of the sort of glitchiness that we've seen before. We've heard your notes, we've heard what you've said, and everything is looking pretty.
Yes, except that camera bumped.
That camera bumped, and it's going to bother Indigo Chameleon for the entire stream. So make all of your deck saves at disadvantage.
And I have no magic.
We have a merch store. Indigo Chameleon has a brand new merch store, and I know a good portion of us ordered stuff. I ordered a baseball tee and a water bottle. I put whiskey in it. But it's really, really cool. I can't wait to show you guys, and we'll be sure to wear that and support the brand. We are doing a big push to hit 500. We are very close to 500 followers. So close. So we're going to do a big 500 follower show with a giveaway and things of that sort. So tell your friends, tell your enemies. Tell everybody that you meet in the grocery store. Tell them that Indigo Chameleon is the place to hang out, and there's always a spot at the table for you. Upcoming shows this week. Wow. It's Thursday night. We've got some World of Warcrafting with Indigo Chameleon and friends, which is like the best Saturday morning cartoon ever. Friday, we have a brand new campaign debuting here on Indigo Chameleon, and we're continuing on our trend of taking beloved sort of playgrounds from our childhood and diving into them. So we have Wonderland on Tuesdays, and we have Neverland starting this coming Friday. We've got some amazing characters, and I cannot wait to share with you. These are all players that you, some of them you have seen and you have hung out with, some of them you have not, but all of them are good storytellers, and I can't wait for them to share their skills with the whole world. So please tune in for that. Hang out with us. Donate bits and just give them a supportive, happy, fun, good time. That is Friday. On Sunday, we have a brand new card game that we are going to test out. I'll do a recruitment if anybody's hanging around on Sunday.
Thank you, Meredith.
Thank you, Meredith. It's supposedly like you're setting up like a .com. It's like the game. Oh my gosh,
It's kind of like Snake Oil.
Snake Oil, where you're like pitching company ideas and stuff like that. But it is brand new, and it looks like the most fun game I've ever seen in my entire life. So this is Sunday. So if you want to come play games and drink with us and hang out and stuff like that, please, I'll throw up an announcement if you happen to live in the Central Florida area. Oh, sulking in the corner.
Literally.
But stay tuned to the Discord for upcoming shows and things like that are happening. I think that's it for announcements. So, when last we left our heroes, some cray stuff happened. They came back home from an adventure, and they had an amazing sort of encounter with some otherworldly bards that helped them get in touch with some aspects of themselves and the world around them. I would encourage you to watch that episode to see some of the encounters that happened. It was another sort of foyer into musical. I call it one of the Wonder musical interludes. So that was it's something to take a look at. When last we left the heroes, they had come back to the bar, and they're back at sort of Felrin's Funhouse and the speakeasy that exists underneath the bar. And Red Jack, having seen them and encountered them, and had sort of thrown the journal that he had stolen from you during the house fire onto the ground and left. All of you went to your rooms after a very long few days, not really having a concept of time and trying to sort of calm down and relax and things of that sort. When you rested for the evening, if some of you stayed in the rooms that you were in, some of you may not have, like may have stayed with friends based on things. I'm going to hand you things. Can you... Who wakes up first?
Me, I'm so excited. Please give it to me.
You never sleep?
Exactly.
That's also true. I don't sleep. Education, give me.
And when you are asleep on the roof and you wake up to find this sort of tucked on your person, you may choose to share that at your leisure. I know that. Let's see. Would you pass that to Mandrake as well, please? Each of you finding that you have an extra little thing. Pass that to Thoe, please. And then if you can pass that.
So intense. Is it?
Would you pass that to Grim? And then Aubrey Faith.
I'm hungry. I mean, you can eat the card, but I don't.
Awesome. This is what you find on tucked on your person. You wake up and go about your business of the day. It is up to you to decide how to interpret and look at that, I encourage you to pay attention to the finer details of what you've been handed. Certain things may be different on your item rather than others, and things of that nature. Heroes. What would you like to do?
Grim is just hanging out in his room. He's, as you said, he's looking, well, from weeks past, he's looking pretty beat down after.
Yeah, Grim, I think it's been a hard few weeks for you, but it's been an informative few weeks for you. You and Gray are probably closer than you've ever been in your entire life. You've got brand new swords and things of that sort, so you're just kind of hanging out in your room.
I'm playing with my swords, trying to get an idea of what it does, and it's in a non-gross.
Hey, no, completely. We're not going to be gross about this. I'm totally on ball with this. Are you very loud when you play with your sword? Are you quiet?
I generally like to feel the space out and yell a lot.
Is it like one-handed, two-handed? Are you?
I feel like for this one, it's gonna be a one-hander.
One-hander.
Super aggressive.
Do you switch hands, like just to see if you're better with one than the other?
But I feel like when I start switching and the athletics, I'm sweating.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
There's probably
it's a finesse. It's a finesse thing.
As you're playing with your swords and a tuning, there's probably a knock at the door at a certain point.
Can't you hear I'm busy?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Hey, we're getting some complaints.
Walk over to the door to open the door.
Yeah, the big sort of half-orc knock is sort of standing at the door, and he's like, hey, so there's other people on your floor, and they're just hearing like, and stuff like that. What are you?
Okay, just to help you out, you can spread the word if you wish. I'm just playing with my sword.
Oh, been there.
As a half-orc, I would imagine we share that same thing. Like, I'm just playing with it, just trying to get used to it.
Why are you in your room, though?
Why?
Oh, yeah. Hey, I got a place downstairs. Super cool.
Are you also?
I play with swords and like spears and like.
That's wonderful. I prefer I play with it in my own room right now.
Oh no, that's cool.
I mean, if you want to come back later, we can fight.
Well, no, there's like dummies and stuff, and it's just like
it's like. Show me the way.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Knock just goes like tearing off down the hallway, and then comes running back. He's like, "Yeah, follow me." He will lead you downstairs to sort of that main area and sort of over to where past the sort of information desk and where the bar and stuff is, and lead you down a small set of stairs. And sure enough, there's sort of like it's almost like a kids clubhouse where like some of the letters are backwards. It was like Knox Place, and like and you open it up, and sure enough, it's like just a sand pit, but there's dummies, there's different weapons sort of like alongside the wall and stuff like that. And he's like, "Get ready." And he like waves his hand, even though you can obviously see all of
everything. This is fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah.
No special connection to these dummies. I have a feeling they might get.
Oh no, you don't want to name them. They're not real.
Okay.
I'll beat the hell out of them.
I'm just gonna take one of those. Let's see. I'll turn one of them into a dagger.
Is that what you're starting the day with? Yeah, the Aldrina sword. So
and I'm just gonna hurl it towards one of the.
Yeah, give me an attack roll. As you sort of take this thing, make a ranged attack as you throw it and stuff like that. Like.
All right, well, that's going to be. That's going to be 15.
So you take the dagger and you throw it, and it flies through the air. It doesn't quite hit in the center of the head, but it gets like a little ways down, and you hear this "ow."
Do the dummies talk?
Yeah, I got somebody to enchant them. I find it's more fun when they make a noise.
Well then, Knock, you have put me in the right place.
I think you and Knock just, if you're good, Knock and you just hang out and he'll like set you up for like, you guys spend the good majority of the morning sort of sparring and working out with the swords and stuff like that. You are fully attuned to both of them at this point, and you just spend time in this like sort of Knox place downstairs. Yeah. Like, cool. Like, you. Did we just become best friends?
Yep. Do you want to cry in the basement?
Yep. there's a weird moment where you guys are running upstairs and they're like, "What are you guys doing?" And it's like, "We're making bunk beds."
There's so much room for activities. Here we go.
But yeah, so Knock is your good buddy for right now. So, heroes, what else are we doing with our time as we?
Is Jabba around?
You want to look for Java?
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a perception check. You're just walking downstairs and
fun
kind of
story
looking
about that. I think my dice are in the living room.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you got a 1. Java ain't
nothing.
I got a nat 20.
No, that's not how this works. Yeah, why don't you go grab your dice, and then we'll come back to you.
Actually, stay there. I'll go grab them. Do you know where they are?
I think they're in the living room next to my bag. Like I grabbed all my stuff except for that.
While she looks for Java, is anybody else doing anything with their time? Yes, Mandrake.
So Mandrake would have woken up and seen the card in his hat.
Thank you.
Yes.
And he would have. We're sleeping in the tavern.
Yeah, you each have your own sort of room. It's not as palatial as the house was. It's definitely cramped. It's almost like hostel. Like the rooms are a little smaller. You've got room for like a bed or a dresser. Like.
Okay, Mandrake would have left a note on his bed saying, "Went to my thinking spot," and he would have set out of the town up into a tree, like the nearest tree he could find.
Inside the mouth, or like just outside?
I mean, if there's a tall tree in the mouth, someplace where you could get close to the stars.
Okay, yeah, and so it's morning as you wake up and sort of like set out and look for a tree.
That's fine.
Yeah, you give me an investigation check as you start like looking around and trying to find some sort of.
Damn it! It's perfect. Shut it.
It's
awful. I hate it.
It's What's a treat? It takes you a while. It takes you a good attempt to, but you actually find yourself wandering back into that park that you were in, where you guys had an unfortunate incident with sort of a gnomish character that was assuming different sort of identities. But you find this sort of large tree and sit up in the tree and just go to your thinking place.
Yeah, I would take the card out of my hat, look at it, and invoke Cheshire.
Okay.
Was this you?
Was what who?
This card? I woke up to it in my hat.
No, because I'm not really there.
Okay.
It's like saying, "Hey God, it's me, Mandrake. Did you do this?" No, I'm not there.
Fine. I still needed to talk to you.
Oh, yes. Wait, is this like an emo talk, or are you just being like, are you going to ask me like, how are you?
I'm trying to apologize.
I'll be good. Slower. Sorry, no more. You're fine.
Though said that you were working with the caterpillar?
Yes.
And you're working to save everything.
It's hard to be a god of nothing.
That is fair. But it's very easy to be a god of nothing when you're a god of chaos. Nothing is as chaotic as everything.
What exactly do you think chaos is, Mandrake?
Plans gone awry?
So chaos is plans gone awry. Do you know what else chaos is? Chaos is the starving boy who's trying to make money to save his family and finds a gold piece that just happened to be kicked in the dirt. Chaos is an arrow that was aimed for something completely different that winds up taking out someone that was going to murder someone very important. Chaos is shaking up the status quo. Chaos is a man without a hat, a rogue without a weapon, a fog cloud.
You are correct.
I know, but it's so good to hear you say it.
I'm sorry I doubted you.
If it makes you feel better, I'm sorry you doubted me too.
Oddly enough, it does, Cheshire. I know that you're pushing me to be my best.
You have spent so much of your life defining yourself by other people that, my boy, I feel like you are so emotionally constipated that I am the godly fiber that you need to finally push some of this stuff out. You have defined yourself by the gnomes. You have defined yourself by your grandfather. You defined yourself by a hat which you no longer have. You defined yourself as the person who lived in a house with a mother that wasn't actually real. So, Mandrake Madigan, who are you?
I'm the man who kills Red Jack.
I can work with that. I'm ready for my favor. I'm ready to release you of your righteous bindings with me and to call in my debt.
How about the bindings stay? But I get my hat back. I'm going to need it if I'm going to be the man who kills Red Jack.
You want the means to get your hat back and the bindings stay.
You, as hard as it is to say, have not done me wrong yet.
You know what? I was thinking the exact same thing. Your connection is cut.
Is there anything...
Give me a perception check.
Oh!
Another nat one?
Yeah, I can't, I'm blind.
Yeah.
I've fallen from the tree.
Yeah, you look around for a while and you actually go into this frantic mode, like this awkward like pat down where you like, oh my god, is it there? You check the hat and you no, it's the hat, stupid hat of Kyle, and you're like looking on your own person that you don't pay any attention to the small child that's crying at the base of the tree. And it takes you longer than it should have because you tend to you're Mandrake Madigan, like yeah, but the kid is crying, you're gonna go check on him.
Okay. So I'm going to just jump down from the tree, land next to the child.
Okay, as you jump down from the tree, you look at this kid, and he's dressed oddly, Mandrake. He's looks human, he looks young, but he looks like you. He's got the weird sort of facsimile of like the clothes that you wear, and he's trying to like work on a headstand, like a handstand, and he just can't seem to do it. And he's wearing your hat. He's wearing a facsimile therein of your hat, and he just can't seem to get the handstand right.
I'm gonna ask his name. Little boy, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to work on the handstand, and I can't get it. I can't. I try it because I'm Mandrake, and then they can't have me. I can't do the handstand, but in the show he does the handstand.
The show.
Yeah, the show. But like, and I'm not big enough to be Grim, and I tried doing the growly thing, and it just didn't work.
We can't all be Grim.
No, your cloak looks really good. It kind of looks like the one the guy wears over at Dimitri's.
Okay. So this headstand you're trying to do, is it something like this? And I'll jump and land on my head.
Yeah, like he just starts freaking out. Like, and he will, unfortunately, he will take a running jump and try to replicate the move almost instantly, and it doesn't go well. And sort of
does he at least land on his head?
Yeah, he does. He kind of lands on his head.
I would like to take my foot
Yeah.
and balance him.
Okay. Yeah. Give me acrobatics.
Of course. It's a 12 plus. I believe my acrobatics is a 12.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? You managed to just get your foot up and sort of balance him on his butt so he doesn't like fall backwards and stuff like that. And he starts freaking out, and he's like, can you come with me and do it?
Come with you where?
And he like grabs your hand and just starts like pulling you towards like the town.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys. He starts pulling you forward, and you make your way over towards Dimitri's. And it's weird as you start making your way over towards Dimitri's. He's not the only one dressed up. You notice a few other kids that are dressed up, and sure enough, one of them comes out and he's got like hair glued to his face, and he's like, "Rawr, like I like to drink and cheat," and he goes, "Rah," and as he goes, "Rah," these like sticks fall out of his sleeves, and he's like, clouds, like, "But now I'm gray, and I'm more charming," and like they're playing these weird games that are taking place and happening, and people are dressed up. As you get closer and closer to Dimitri's, outside there is a large painted foot like on the side of the wall, like Mandrake Madigan, like says the deals here are the best. And then there's a smaller one off to the side, and Grimm's like, it was like, "You'll be furious at our savings." Like,
What was the robot's name?
Bo?
No. The one inside.
Cassie.
Cassie.
Cassie or Cassidy? I think it's
Okay.
Cassie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assume he's still dragging me into the store,
Sure.
or is he holding me outside?
No, he's dragging you in the store.
Okay.
He sees his buddies at a certain point, and he's like, "Are you ready? Are you ready?"
Yes. But next time you try to stand on your head, think of a stack of teacups.
Cool. And he runs over to his friends. As he runs forward, your eyes track him, and there is a subtle like somebody takes their finger, and you don't see anyone, but somebody takes your finger and sort of shifts your gaze a little bit forward. And sure enough, right in the center of Dimitri's place is a large glass display case, and it says Dimitri's shop, home of one of the artifacts of wonder. And in a glass entombed case in the middle of the store is the long lost hat of the Mad Hatter. And as you make eye contact, the hat does something it has never done before. It moves in the glass case, looks over at you, and begins to softly tap at the case. We're going to stop there with you.
Okay.
What is everybody else doing with their time? You're looking for Java.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check if you look around for Java.
22.
Yeah, you do a full sweep of the area, and for some reason Java's just not there. You remembered she'd mentioned that she had been away from her buddy for a while, and so her and Chance were taking a little bit of time together, so that may be the reason why she's not here. But it's also early morning; she may be coming later in the evening. As you go up to your room, there is a window that sort of like views outside of this area, and there is a thunk against the glass.
Should go to the glass.
Sure. You're watching the glass and you don't know what it happened, and then there was another thunk as a bird flies straight at the glass, hits the glass, and falls to the ground.
She would open the window.
As you open the window, another bird flies in, and then another and another and another and another and another as they start pouring into the room. As these black ravens start sort of circling about the room, flying about in circles around you, and it's almost that scene from Potter with the letters and stuff like that, where they're coming in from every sort, and they're kind of swirling about the space.
Somebody likes to make an entrance.
And as you say that, they all sort of fly off, and you are you're in that cabin again.
She's
And
gonna like put her hand down and like call for the dog, Severus.
Severus gets up and goes over, and there is and Severus puts his head down and sort of comes back around to the front of the chair. Death stands up and comes over to where you are.
Well, this is awkward. Just wanted to pet the dog, and then you brought me here, and the turtle's gone, and...
I'm not Cheshire. I am not Anansi. I am not a pawnbroker. I am not any of those things. You did not sell yourself. I do not own you. Our relationship is different. You represent me in this realm. You protect that the natural order of things happens as it's supposed to happen. Our relationship is different. I've never asked you to worship me. I've never asked you to pray to me. You sought direction. I gave you that direction. And then you sell your soul to the Jabberwock in order to save your friends. It was valiant. It was brave. And it was stupid.
One life for multiple?
That's not the issue. Your responsibility is not just to them now. And it's partially my fault. I say partially, and the flames flare in the fireplace. Your responsibility is to the realm, Day. To the world. You weren't saving their lives. You were sacrificing countless others. Because you walk for me. You speak for me. You act for me. You wanted greatness. You wanted to stand for something bigger. You got it, sweetie. But because of that, I need you around. And I know that you will do anything to save your friends, but we have to think of this as a last resort. You're clever. You're smart. But you're mine. Forever and a day. And you belong to the people of wonder. Does that make sense?
Will I ever belong to myself?
No. You have free will. I encourage you to have that free will. I encourage you to have that reign, but you are mine as much as I am yours. And he will take a hand up and the hair will sort of flow off. It's almost if it's water floating in the air in front of you, and reach out as if it's a hand trying to and grab towards a lover. And his hand will reach up as well, and as he puts it down, your hair will come back down. But I can promise you that you will never want for purpose. That you will always do great things in my name. But that's the trade.
What is it you want? You want me. I get that. I understand that you want me. But what do you want me to do? Because I walk around and I try to make sure everyone's safe, and I try to make sure everyone's okay, and I'm silenced, or I'm told no, or I turn around and it's like somebody is hurting someone else I care about. So what do I do?
You live, Day. You live and you act in accordance to your own code. I love you. I love you. But you need to be aware that you're fighting for larger stakes now. Jabba will be in later. She will teach you about maintaining the balance between life and death. That certain undead things, certain beings don't belong on this plane, that have cheated the rules. I need you to uphold that. You are my eyes, you are my hands, you are my body. Manifest on this plane. And you will learn more over time. You desperately want answers. I get it. But you will find them by living, by experiencing. Dying is easy. Living is harder.
She'll take the card out that she got and hand it to him. And
he will go to reach for it, and as he does, there is a flash of light from the card, and he will reach a hand back. He's like, that doesn't belong to me.
It doesn't belong to you, but it has your name on it.
Okay.
She just wants to show him. What?
Yeah, you'll hold up your card.
What does this mean?
It means somebody doesn't want you doing what you're doing.
An illusion.
It means somebody doesn't want you doing what you're doing, talking with me, being with me.
Is it by chance the face on the card?
Possible.
I love a good plot twist.
I hate them.
Well, we're very black and white with these things.
It's very true. I will let you enjoy plot twist. You're going to be good for me.
I suppose if that's all you can give me now, I'll try to live so that you can be there and do the things. You know what you know what I'm talking about? You understand?
I do.
Yes. Can I pet the dog now?
You can pet the dog when you stop thinking about what I can give you and you start thinking about what you can give me. And he'll send you back. But you do hear the faint sound of barking coming from a distance away.
My boy.
My little person.
My boy.
Now I have to write down that in the finale you go into this battle with a large-ass three-headed dog.
I swear!
That's your summons. Service. Yeah. Plenty of time. What else are we doing, gang, with our time?
So he's going outside into nature because she's not connected to the caterpillar anymore, and she opened a communication with Anansi, and then she's waiting, and
Sure! Give me
so
percentile
she
dice,
is
though.
going to hope that somebody will talk to her. 33.
It takes you a while to sort of calm yourself. You're sort of pacing back and forth. You're like, the best way to do this is to go about calm. Be super calm. Damn it! And like you're just like you're stomping.
I'm looking
you're
for spiders.
Fiery. You're looking for spiders, and which is the best way to find spiders. It's definitely not at 3 a.m. when you have to pee and they're right there in the back. But yeah, it takes you a little bit of time. But sure enough, after a while, a small spider sort of comes into view, sort of dropping down from a tree.
Is that you?
There's no response.
You know, I took a really big risk talking to you. I've already had some pretty big consequences from talking to you. And I'm hoping you can just talk back.
Con save.
That one!
Great. This little spider will come over, fall down, and land on you as you're sort of ranting and raving. Thoe, you take 9 points of poison damage, and you fall into unconsciousness as this sort of spider bites down onto you hard, and this poison sort of wraps through your body. You find yourself in a darkened space with a it's a gentleman wearing what looks to be odd clothing to you, but Tracy would recognize as a 3-piece suit. He's got gray suit pants. He's barefoot. He's got a gray jacket on. He's got a white shirt and this sort of vest that seems to sparkle with stars that sort of pop and go. He's got a small pair of wire-rimmed glasses on, and dark skin, dark hair, and he's sort of looking over at you, and he says, "Now, here's the deal. I didn't ask you to do any of this. I didn't ask you to take that pebble and put it in your mouth. You sought me out. So a little respect could go a long way here. Consequences that you went through are not of my doing. They are consequences that you brought on yourself. So if you want to talk," and he will pull up a chair and set a chair up and sit down, cross his legs, and there's no other chair in this space. He goes, "Let's talk."
I'm here to help Edwin.
Are you?
And I think I'm here to help you.
How altruistic of you.
And I think I'm here to help everybody.
Okay.
You're all about stories, right?
Somewhat.
Okay, then what am I missing? What is the not stories part of it?
Spoilers. Let's just say stories.
Okay. So, are you aware that it's looking like all this is going to end?
Possibly.
Are you aware that Cheshire and Caterpillar are trying to stop it?
Sure.
And I'm thinking that if you want to be able to tell stories, and if you're all about stories, that everything ending means the end of the stories. And so you might have a vested interest in making sure the stories don't stop. And if the Caterpillar and Cheshire are working together to make sure that that doesn't happen, that you might want to be in on that too.
He leans forward in on that too. Give me a persuasion check here.
Because I've been rolling so well. And I'm so good at persuasion. Oh, that's a +0, so that's an 8.
Define in on that too.
Well, it seems to me that Cheshire's pretty powerful. And that the Caterpillar's pretty powerful, and that you're pretty powerful too, and that if a lot of powerful beings are working together to make something not happen, and if we're supposed to be helping them, that maybe if we were all on the same page.
Wonder's on fire. It's a slow burn, but Wonder is on fire, and here comes Cheshire and Caterpillar, and they can't seem to figure out which way is up, but in swings Anansi.
Isn't that a good story?
Oh, everybody does love an underdog. Okay. So, you want me to help save Wonder and share the credit. Okay. What do you want? I already have a foothold into this world. He's handsome, he's green, and you can't seem to stop eyeballing him.
He's my friend, or at least he was. Now he's kind of scared of me, and I don't understand what's going on with, because he won't tell the truth, and I want to help, but he won't tell me.
No. I'm sorry. He won't tell you your truth. And that's what's upsetting you.
No.
Thor, you ever accidentally stepped on a bug? See, you telling the story of you accidentally stepping on a bug is much different than the bug telling that story, isn't it?
I suppose.
So you need to stop defining the world as his truth or the truth. There's 1,000 different ways to tell the same story. Different perspectives, different angles.
Is he collecting names for you?
Is he?
Well, that's not an answer to my question. That's just another question.
I think you wouldn't have asked the question if you didn't already have some sort of idea. So let's just stop playing games here, which is something I have never said in my entire history.
Okay, so he's collecting names for you.
Sure.
Is that dangerous?
Yes.
I don't believe he wants to hurt us.
Oh, he does not. He's actually quite fond of y'all, and it tears that boy up inside.
So he has to?
No?
So he's indebted to you.
That's such a strong word. I hate the word indebted.
But you get the names, not him.
Yeah, kind of. There are benefits to him having those names and to me having those names. Benefits that he does not want to share with you yet, so I'm not going to share it with you. But I will assure you, as myself as my witness, that it is for the best interest of everyone.
You having our names is for the best interest of everyone.
Girl, you are made of living fire. Anybody that gets close to you is going to get burned a little bit, but it is a good burn. Because the other people are getting burned way harder.
Would the caterpillar say it's a good idea for you to have our names?
No. No, probably not. I don't know. I don't know him that well yet. But you're going to change that, right? The story's about to change. We're about to take an ink to this whole thing. It's no longer the story of Cheshire and Caterpillar saving the world, fighting together with the White Knight, trying to bring down the... It's not that story yet. Now, it's Anansi. Working together, behind the scenes. I like this. I like this a lot. I will answer one question. 100% truthfully. Your truth, 100%. You get one. Just one. And then you are back. The reason I had to cut you off from your powers is I don't know how the caterpillar feels about me. But now that I know he's got a voice in his left ear, whispering sweet little nothings about how great Anansi is, I feel much better about returning your connection to him. So you need to think hard about this, girl, because I will give you one and one question alone, your truth. Answer. But when I do, you and me, we're going to work together to change this story.
Well, the problem is I don't know if I should be asking a question for myself or for everybody.
I know, it's tough, right? He cracks open a beer.
Okay. When you do this, when you join in on this, do you have the best interests of us, the people on the ground that are fighting for you, for this world? Do you have our best interest at heart?
Not everyone, but the majority. Though, could I ask a question in return?
Yes.
As somebody that worships a lawfully good, pretty boy, do you have everyone's interest in heart as well? Or do you need to crack a little eggs to make an omelet?
I guess I don't, because not everybody has the same reasons for doing what they do.
I did that because I was referring back to Anwin. I didn't know if you could draw the connection back to that. Trust the boy. He's got a good heart, much to his detriment at times. Do you have any other questions?
If I give him my name, can you hurt me with it?
Define hurt, and he'll send you back.
Gods is fun, huh?
Y'all the ones making deals left and right, calling on gods and such nonsense. Cool.
Nyx is gonna do some reading from that book of fairy tales.
Yeah. How many hours are you spending reading the book of fairy
However
tales?
long I have.
Right. Yeah. I'll give you a good. I'll give you a good 10 hours. Like you wake up and you're just sort of reading and nonstop, and you're in the zone of 10 hours. So mark down that you are 10 hours away from completion until the Felrin sort of knocks on your door, on your quarters and stuff like that. And,
come in.
Hey, it's the amulet. It's great. It's amazing. It's very powerful. I'm still working on it. I'm gonna need a couple of days.
Okay.
But I would start prepping now because it'll get you where you need to go. It's a lot.
Okay. And prepping, you mean?
Oh, holy water, rest. I've been hearing some grunts from the basement. It looks like Grim and Nock are sort of training in mode like that, deciding on who you want to take with you. Maybe doing a little bit of research on if some people are staying behind, or if you're taking everyone, or
Is there a limit to how many people can come with?
Yeah, I've got it. I think I can kick it up to 7.
7. Okay.
Here's the deal. You're going to need at least 24 hours from getting there before you're able to activate it again to come home.
7 means 6 there, 7 back.
Sure.
Okay.
You look concerned by that.
No, it doesn't mean we can go with 7, because then we'd have to leave someone behind to take someone else back, so.
Math.
Yes.
I mean, and who knows? The optimist here, forever the optimist. There's no telling what you might find in terms of items or allies or things along that way. So, hey, you could find that. You could also find things that definitely don't want you there. You're going against some sort of major things. So when I say just have your house in order, it wouldn't hurt to have some sort of if you've got family here to say. I know why you're doing this. You're doing this for love, and there's no greater thing. I mean, this is stuff that bards sing about and get laid all the time. So not me, but bards, and they do it, and then this is epic stuff. You're going to hell to save the love of your life, and I get it, but I want you to be aware that the stakes are high here. This is experimental magic at best, and I am the best at what I do, but this is still crazy stuff.
Yeah. Lately I've been feeling kind of like last resort's kind of where I need to be right now, so.
That's a terrible place to live.
It's been like that for a while.
Why?
It's just, haven't really had, well, up until recently, people, anyone.
Do you know the saying, there's a reason that people say, I would go to hell and back for you? You actually have people in your life that are literally about to do that.
And I kind of feel terrible that I'm dragging them into it.
I don't think you should, because what I know of you, you would do the same.
Well,
How much gold do you have?
8,000.
You gonna give me 5?
Yeah.
I got an idea. It's a little out there, but I have an idea. And the little gnome will reach out his hand.
I'll give him 5,000.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And he will run over to where you are and just sort of take out like a measuring tape, and he'll click his boots together, and his boots will. And so he's like at height with you, and just sort of like start taking measurements of your head and stuff like that. And he's like, I know Day's measurements. Not to say that I know, like I physically know. Like I kind of, and I can grab theirs when they're. I don't physically. I just
Go
fine.
on.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay. And he'll spend a little bit of time taking your measurements and sort of like going around the space and stuff like that, and writing things down in a notebook and things of that sort. So. I think I have something that might be able to help. So
That would be fantastic.
yeah, of course. What we do for love, right?
Yeah.
Shit. And he'll walk out of the room and sort of close the door behind him. It's about lunchtime, as people tend to gather and sort of come up for air. Thoe probably coming in from outside, and I don't know what Enwin is doing at this point, if he's got some...
Enwin is going to find out what the 4 names look like, what the 4 people are.
Sure. Yeah, which one are you trying first?
You didn't give them to me. You said I had 4 names.
Okay.
So one of them?
Roll a d4.
Second from the left.
Sure, let's do this. Your first name, you know the Red Jack is one of them, so you don't have to try that out, if you would like. You've got Lockwood, as you sort of bring up Lockwood up. Lockwood is a dwarven man, and he looks older than water. He's just got like this long sort of like beard that seems to keep going on forever, and he's got it like tucked into his pants, like and just sort of like hobbles about. But he looks very salt of the earth to you. You've got Yale. Yale is a being that you have never seen in person. Yale looks to be a half lizard, half human. What you believe to be a facsimile of a dragon man. But he is wearing fine clothes. He is a gold material. And he is very, 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 very finely dressed. Almost obnoxiously gold filament and things of that sort. But absolutely exotic to wonder. You have Corliss. Are you looking in the mirror?
I mean, if there's one around.
Give me an int check.
What?
Cool. Corliss looks like a half-elf, then woman, who looks like she has a very kind face. She's got a little clicker attached to her belt. She's got sort of sharp features when she smiles. She smiles, but this little clicker attached to her belt, because it's an illusion, like you wouldn't be able to activate it. But she's got this little like clicker and looks like accoutrement. You don't know if she's an animal trainer or something along those lines. That's 3. Got yellow, red, and last up is Pebbles. Pebbles is an Earth Genasi. She's super cute, super adorable, but just very, very earthy, but large woman. She's the largest, probably one of the larger, 6.5 feet tall, long, blonde hair, female Earth Genasi. And you spent some time getting to know these little individuals. Do you show any of these personalities out and about? Cool. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit of time. Has everybody talked about what they want to do with their time and what they want to do with... yeah, she didn't. She did not catch any of that.
Before we go anywhere big, I am going to try to communicate in some way with Caterpillar, only because I have no magic, and that's scary and frightening, and I'm gonna at least try.
Yeah. As you come back,
but it doesn't have to be.
as you come back to reality and sort of open your eyes, you instantly, because it's such a visceral feeling, you instantly feel your connection to the earth kick back in.
Okay.
Whatever sort of connection that was cut off before, Anansi has returned you back to a zero state, and as you realize the reason he cut you off is like, she's already claimed, and I don't want to get in the way of that, like, so I need to cut her off from this source so I can even get close to touching her.
Okay.
Because Caterpillar's got a stronger hold on this reality than Anansi.
Would I know Caterpillar would be aware that this happened?
He knows you were cut off for a time.
Okay.
And as you reach out to him, there is a sense of like urgency, but then there is a calming as you sort of come back to reality.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to just be like out there, hoping he can hear me, just saying, "Hey, Caterpillar. Doesn't have to be now, but at some point, if you want to talk, it might be a good idea."
Okay, I can work with that. Who picked up their card? I'm just making sure everybody picked up their card.
I'm still...
Perfect.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, I'm still standing in front of Dimitri's, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Yeah.
I picked up my card.
Yeah, I wanted to give everybody a little chance before we went into full Mandrake meltdown.
Oh, good. I just wanted to check.
Yeah, with a start of what that may even echo back all the way to the bar. Standing in front of you is the glass case holding your hat, which seems to be like tapping at the glass a little bit and sort of moving about as you walk forward.
I'm gonna first check this glass and see if there's any traps.
Oh, okay. You walk up towards the glass, and as you walk up towards the glass, there is a. You just walk up, and as you walk forward, there is a little audible pop as you get close to this glass.
Yeah, I'll back off.
And sure enough, the man himself will come walking down the sort of main aisle of his store, dressed to the nines. Dimitri is very smartly dressed. He's not wearing sort of flamboyant colors. It is a very smart black sort of robe with the Dimitri sort of logo on it as he walks down the sort of center aisle. And very loudly, Mandrake Madigan! Yes, hello, welcome to the store. Mandrake Madigan, everyone. And like everybody that's listening, there you are. And goes over and he just very obviously walks up to you and embraces you like a brother and pats you on the back. And yes, why don't we go to my office and have a conversation, yes?
I think we should bring the hat with us.
Oh, no. I mean, I could not even get into this case right now, not without, like, 3 other consigliaries and extensive magical spells, so.
Interesting. So if someone were to have the money to purchase it right now, you couldn't get inside?
I could never sell such a thing. This is a legendary artifact of wonder. This is part of the fabric of the world. And the fact that I found this, like going back to, it was the remnants of this old burned down house that everyone must have abandoned. And this hat was just sitting on top of a pile of ashes. Would you believe this? Like a pile of like just sitting there as if it was calling out to me saying, Dimitri, come to me and take
Dimitri, we should go inside.
Oh yes, we should. Let us go. And you go and walking back into a back office that's sort of as he opens the door to the back office, you see the bones of the very first shop this very small storefront with these random knickknacks that he has now made his office. The counter is set up, and you see sort of tchotchkes and broken teacups and little bobbleheads and little like spoons and forks, and like he has made this his office, and he sort of sits in this very comfortable chair. And yes, how can I help you, Mandre?
That does not belong to you.
Yeah, I believe technical term is finders keepers. I don't want to.
I believe you're mistaken.
Good. I'm.
Dimitri.
Yes.
When you picked up that hat, you knew who it belonged to.
Absolutely. The original Mad Hatter.
Previous owner. Passed down by my family.
Yes.
I'm still alive.
You do. You are.
And it's my hat.
No, you have hat. You wearing it
I'll
right now.
wave and the hat will disappear. And now?
He will reach forward and tap your head and feel the hat underneath his hand. I have things that disappear as well. I have these pants. They're very fun at parties. Just take cold word and...
What if we traded?
You want to trade for the hat. Mandrake, I hate to say this to you. I know how much this hat means to you, and I know how much it means to the people of Wonder. It is a sign of hope. It is a sign of rebellion in a time where the political climate is tumultuous.
Fair.
What could you possibly trade for me that had the historical significance of this hat? The amount of people that come into my store now just to see it usually leave with something.
Well, I was going to offer you this hat, and I'll wave and it'll look just like the other hat.
It's very nice. I would like it, please. Just to examine it. We have done this before. I could bring up the imagery if you would like.
I'll nod. So the hat.
I am sympathetic to your cause, but I am businessman. But I am also businessman for the people. This hat represents so much.
It does.
So, if you could find something of equal historic value that would draw people, I would be fine with this.
I think you're missing one thing.
What's that?
The true owner of the hat.
Your grandfather. Yes.
Maybe on the surface.
Who is the actual owner of that?
Can I change my eyes?
Yeah. You can change your eyes.
Cheshire's eyes.
Yeah. A cat once owned this hat. He was a cat in the hat.
Someone a little more powerful.
2 cats in the hat?
I'm sure you've heard the name Cheshire.
Yes, he is one of the gods of wonder. He is trickster god, yes?
Trickster's a little sloppy, but...
Oh, are you giving me Cheshire?
No.
You can give me Cheshire, I give you hat.
No, I'm saving your shop.
Huh. So let me understand. You are saying that a trickster god who understands trickery and cunning would not appreciate someone who, by cunning, found this hat and is using it to inspire people.
Or a trickster god might not appreciate you standing in his way and keeping something that belongs to him locked behind a glass case.
This is very true. If you would like to bring him in here, we can have conversation, and I'm happy to give him hat.
I have told you how much I hate you, right, Dimitri?
No, not today. But that is your one. I could start a tally board. I have a space here. There's a painting of a boat, and I don't like it.
Have Cassie bring us some tea, and we can discuss what you want.
No, I have already told you what I would like.
Yes, I know. Do you have anything in mind?
Yes, something related to the gods. Especially if this once belonged to Cheshire. Now I know it is even more valuable than what I thought it was. I thought it was a weapon that represented rebellion. Now it represents deity. So something associated with the gods. Something I think belonging to the caterpillar, the white knight, the jabberwock, something along those lines.
I'm gonna try it. I don't know if it'll work.
Please.
I'm gonna put my hand in my bag.
Okay.
And ask for the Cheshire pendant.
Okay.
Because I don't have it anymore. Cheshire pendant.
Yeah. Yeah, you reach into the bag and ask for the Cheshire pendant, and yeah, I would say you pull out a Cheshire pendant.
Okay. How's a direct connection to the gods?
Through pendant?
Yes.
I need something tangible. Saying I have direct connection makes me crazy man in square, wearing poop for a hat, being like, I talk to Cheshire.
Would you say that you are a creature of trickery?
No, I am a businessman.
Yes. How about chaos?
There is a time and place for chaos.
He'll hand the pendant to him.
He will take the pendant. It is very nice.
Nothing?
Do I say a magic word?
Mandrake will take the corner of the pendant and slice into a hand. How about now? Anything?
Give me 2 percentile dice.
2? Wait, I gotta find them.
As you cut your hand open and spread your blood.
No, not my hand. His hand.
Oh, you are cutting Dimitri's hand.
Cutting Dimitri's hand with the pendant so the blood touches the pendant.
I'm stressed.
I know we have all these snacks over here. We're just like, yes, what's going on?
Give me 2 percentile dice.
Well, some of them came out. I got a 93.
Okay.
And 2 that are stuck.
What's that face?
And an 11.
Give me a D10.
D10? Six.
Okay. This is too good. I can't believe you rolled this. Dimitri looks at you as you slice open his hand and spread blood on the pendant. And as he looks at you, Dimitri grows in size to the large category. And after he grows to be about Dull's height, he grows another 6 inches taller. And his head is sort of pressed against the ceiling. He says, "You were some of my first customers. Everyone gets one. That was your one. The minute you cut my hand again or make a move against me, I will bring everything at my capability against you. We are gentlemen. We can have conversation like gentlemen. Everyone gets one. That was yours."
Fair. However, I think I clearly demonstrated the power of a god.
You have demonstrated magic, yes. But right now, I'm going to ask you to leave. You bring me back what I want. A connection to another god, an item connected to a deity, and we will talk. Need I remind you, I am still owed money from you.
I thought I paid off my debt.
No, the person who killed Kyle paid off their debt. You still owe me 30,000 gold pieces. So does Dream.
How much is this worth? And I'll pull out the elemental gem. The red elemental ruby. He
He will concentrate and shrink in size and pull out a little jeweler's glass. Look at this and be nodding his head and shaking it no, and then something will catch his eye and he will tilt his head to the side. Close it. Your debt is paid.
Oh, wait. You seem to want this quite a bit.
Oh, yes, I do. I want to add it to collection. And he will snap his fingers and the wall will drop down and there will be other sort of gems of various sizes and shapes. He's like, if you do not want to sell it, that is fine.
Maybe I'll hold on to it a bit longer.
That is good. You should take very good care of this. Heaven forbid you drop it.
I may have a line on something.
Go on.
I would have to ask a very large favor.
You are very good at this. I believe in you, Mandrake Nottingham. This is just business.
Sure it is. How do you feel about the Jabberwock?
I feel very good. It would draw people.
Yes, indeed it would. We'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Mandrake. Get the fuck out of my store.
I'm gonna grab the pendant, put it in my bag along with the gem.
Cool. You walk out to the door.
I'll nod to Cassie on the way out.
You don't need to. There's 30 individuals standing outside the front door. Each and all the employees that you see of the store, each of them holding up random different magical items, and all of them sort of staring at the door, staring above the door at a little light that is not lit. And as you come out of the door, they look back behind, and Dimitri goes, and they all sort of go about and join back into the store.
Before I walk past,
As the DM, it was good you didn't start nothing.
I wasn't gonna actually fight him.
No. Cutting a dude is definitely not the way to start a fight.
A slash to his palm is not.
If I were to grab your hand without telling you and just go, zoom, what would you do?
All right.
We can test that theory.
Before I leave, I'm gonna nod at my hat and say I'll be back.
Give me a perception check.
Damn it! It's so good sometimes. Nat 20.
Why do you sound so defeated?
You nod to the hat and you say, "I'll be back." And as you walk away, you catch something out of your peripheral vision. As you sort of walk past and sort of turn your head, for a split second, the hat's not there, and in its place is a not an old man, but a man in his 20s behind a glass case that holds a hand up to the case and goes, "I'll be here."
What do you do?
Give me an intelligence check.
It worked so well last time.
And I know it did, but and we just WD-40 the hell out of it.
That works really well with ceramics.
Does perception? It's a 12.
Yeah, it's you remember that when you were in the house, if a being were to be placed on the pedestal, it would be a rapid growth or evolve. Like Toothless would have turned into like a bigger form. Bandy would have grown up quite a bit.
Okay.
And the small child that used to be in your hat may have done some growing as well.
Ah, got it. Good to know.
Or whatever sort of spiritual form.
So I learned two things.
Yes.
Don't slice someone's hand. Your hat grew up. Got it.
And we're all all learning.
Honestly,
We're all learning. Yeah.
that was my entire senior year. It was a very confusing time for me.
Don't cut
Hats
people.
grow up, don't cut your friends' hands, all the time.
Look, I watched a lot of Charmed, okay? There's a lot of hand cutting.
Look around the room. We all watch a lot of time.
You all understand where I'm coming from.
Ain't nobody in here didn't
But
see
we
an episode
also
of
know
Buffy.
Dimitri, so.
Dimitri grows and levels up as well. He now has friends, or employees.
Or paid
Whatever.
friends.
When you work for Dimitri, you are friends. Contractually, you're employees.
Okay.
So yeah, I think you guys all meet up around lunchtime. Everybody's sort of sitting down and meeting about in this space. Heroes, you have time. I think it is if word is spread and sort of kicked out to you guys that you have at least a few days time in order to take downtime, to relax, to have more conversations with gods, to train and things of that sort. There are lots of different things at your disposal. You can hang out in the bar, you can and do things like that. You can even go looking for trouble or carousing or looking for other things to do, collecting names. Like there are other, I'm not looking directly at you. You son of a
going for trouble.
No. But there are plenty of things for you guys to be doing in this time as you all sort of get together and enjoy a sort of meet up to touch bases with what everyone is doing. What is talked about? What is discussed?
I need a favor.
Are you saying this collectively to the group?
Just collectively to the group.
That would be.
I found my hat.
Oh.
And you don't have it.
Dimitri has it.
Oh.
So then why don't you just go and get it?
Tried that. Didn't work.
Oh.
I can only trade it for something with a connection to a god.
Don't tell me you've made a
I
promise
did
to
not
someone.
make a deal. I told him I might have an idea.
Oh.
I only know one item in our possession that is connected to a god.
Well, I know two.
So
Please enlighten me.
The dormouse.
Wait, you want to give away the dormouse?
I'm also confused.
I have the doorknob from the dormouse. Remember when Dawn was with us and we all did the thing and the big boom and then the dormouse gave us a doorknob and it's connected to a god.
Does the doorknob do anything that
Well,
we know
I
of?
tried and then Death said no. So if anyone else would like to try before handing this
Death
thing
said
over.
no, I won't tell you what it does, or no, it doesn't do anything.
Am I the only
Death
one that
said
saw the
no, you
doorknob
don't get
work?
to use it. You're giving away too many of yourself to other people. It's a weird long conversation. The dog was there.
Has anybody tried doing any sort of magical identification on it?
Would anybody like to do any type of magical identification?
I'm fine with us
on it?
not knowing what it does, and I give it to Dimitri, and I get my hat back.
To be quite frank, we haven't used it this far, so.
Well, we don't even know if it does anything, and if
Fine,
it doesn't do
identify it. I just need an item connected to a god. I really don't care.
Yeah, but it's made a passageway between the nothing and the ether. Like it opens something.
anything. Have we tried repeating that process?
We did.
Well-
Remember when we were in the dungeon and there were 3 doors and you were all, wow, fire! And I was all like, I don't like that. But then I was like, oh, well, there's 3 doors here. Maybe if I just put this doorknob out, it'll tell me which one.
To be
and
fair,
then it didn't.
I had been dead like 2 hours before, so I was a little distracted.
Oh, we
fair-
get it. We've been there.
She has a point. They have both been dead.
It's true. I was also a completely different person. But yeah.
Well,
I mean,
my
not,
hair was
not
different,
that it's
so
a
same
contest
thing.
or anything.
I got a new hairstyle.
I believe we're getting off topic. I just need an item connected to a god, please.
With
Okay,
the
before I
purple
hand
fur
this over
easier.
to the hat. Sorry, Andre. Does anybody want to identify it, or are we good with just giving it up? All for a vote?
Wait, for the
Do you
doorknob.
want to know what it does?
I mean, Thoe wants to know what it does. Sorry, Thoe saw wants to know what it does.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll figure it out. And I'll take it, and it'll take a few minutes, so...
I'm just saying that it's good to have all the information before
I'm
we
gonna
make any
walk
great
off so I
decisions
can
about
I
items.
mean, we
Be away
know
from
what the
the
hat
noise,
does.
and
so
then identify it for
theoretically-
11 minutes.
And regardless, I don't trust the Jabberwock.
The doorknob is filled with a divine magic. It was given to you as a gift from a doll and the dormouse. It is from the school of conjuration. magic. Day picked it up and started pointing it at doors and said, "Tell me which door is the right door to go through." And the doorknob did not respond, and everyone was like, "Well, it's broken." Like, it didn't do the one thing I wanted it to do, so it must be default.
I just had it here.
Yes. But it is hard. It is hard to tell what it is. Items of a divine nature can be unlocked when placed in the right hands or activated at the right time, or you could very easily trade it, but you're not sure of the magic that is held within. I will say I don't want to negate you casting Identify on it. How about this? It's powerful magic.
It's powerful.
How about this? I'll go one step further for you.
We're listening.
I don't think you're going to be able to listen. I think this is a text.
If there were not people in front of me,
Like in the audience.
how about this, buddy? I'll say this before we take our intermission. I'm not even going to text it to you.
Okay.
But you're the only one that figures this out. As you start looking at this, you're like, I can't figure this out. And so you close your eyes. And you're like, I can't get this. I can't. As the doorknob glows with planar magic associated with the Indigo chameleon. And you realize, as you're about to go into hell, that there's the faint possibility that this is a get-out-of-jail-free card. And that's where we're going to take our intermission.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, guys, we're going to take a quick intermission. We're going to get some food, we're going to get some drinks, and we're going to leave you with the soothing sounds of the beach as we show our new intermission screen. So we love you guys. We'll see you soon. And yeah, stay tuned. back! Hi! There was a mad scramble as people are like throwing things across the room.
Right out of my hands. Just like your character. Anyway.
Whoa! Is that shade? Is that some shade?
I didn't take anything out of your
All
hand.
of these LED lights,
for
you
some
still
blood.
find shade.
Public displays of affection. Hug, kiss on the cheek,
And
cutting
she's
your
so
friend's
seated.
palm.
We're blood buddies now.
I don't think that's how that works.
You didn't cut your palm. We're
Oh
blood
yeah,
buddies
that's
now.
right. We're like blood acquaintances.
You were just
Good day, sir.
That's not how
Good day
this
to
works.
you.
That's not how any of this
good
works.
day.
Look, traditions are weird in Wonder, okay?
You get nothing. You cut Willy Wonka's palm.
Anyway.
So after a while, I think Nyx would come back into the room and after finding a quiet spot.
We need this. We can't give it up.
Why? What does it do?
It might help us if we went into trouble in hell.
Would one would say a get out of jail free card?
Give a dungeon free card, more like.
Something like that.
That's fair.
So, anybody else have any items connected to gods? Can I have that back? And you can keep it.
I'm slowly just taking my tunic, or just
That was a
larger
joke.
coat, just hiding my sword.
Grim.
Mandrake. Yes.
You do have an item connected to a god.
Oh wait, he has a weapon connected to a god, and you want your weapon connected to a god, so you want him to give up his weapon connected to a god, so you can have your weapon connected to a god.
You
Is that
are
correct?
so good at examining situations. Thank you so much for stating the obvious. Anyway, Grim.
checking.
So let me get this straight.
Everybody give me perception checks.
13. Weird. How I
18.
22.
7.
19.
22.
Yeah.
You two notice, not very subtly, but subtly enough, apparently, like Knock, who's just sort of like off in like the doorway, sort of like leaning in and sort of like looking in the room, and just sort of as you guys eat lunch, and just sort of like makes eye contact with you and just sort of like waves. But nobody else really notices. Like Knock's just sort of like listening in and to the conversation.
Just only
Only the two of them. You're a little preoccupied with like hiding your sword.
To be fair, I don't really feel great about having Jabberwock help us.
Okay.
Nothing against you.
No,
It's-
I
The thing
understand.
is, we don't know
Now,
what.
Mandrake, his god is chaos. And the hat is as unpredictable as Mandrake is. And we all are fine with it.
Okay.
And then Thoe has the caterpillar, and she is Thoe-sar. And we all know how she is. Very astute, very clever, very insightful. And so I have, oh my god, the hunt, the excitement, the
Oh, you said you're following
adrenaline.
the Jabberwocky. I just need clarification here. This is a really big deal.
All I'm saying is, why is it that its eyes are on me, trying to give up what I have dear for now, and you want me to give up something, so that way you can have your hat back. I'm losing, so that way you gain.
And
Does
I
that
just
seem
want
fair?
to point out that I asked everyone.
It seems
You
like-
just happen to be holding an item that's connected to a god, that's all.
And if I give up mine, where does it end?
I don't know. But I had to ask. In the past, I would have just taken while you were asleep.
Oh yes, no, you definitely wouldn't like that.
Well, I suppose you're right on that front. There's been a good change in you, Mandrake.
I don't trust the Jabberwock either, but if he's your god.
You can fight him for it. I mean,
Fight who?
what?
no, come in here.
Oh, hey guys.
Hey, no.
Well, I didn't know you were in here.
Right.
Funny that we didn't know you were in here either.
Yeah. Me neither.
Wait, you
It'd
said
be kind of cool, like if you guys, like, what if you guys like fought over the sword?
you want me to fight Mandrake?
Yeah. I mean, you could win something of his, but he could win the sword.
Although that sounds like a fantastic idea, I've made a blood pact a long time ago with Mandrake that I won't raise arms against him.
I don't think it counts. Like if it's like You're not gonna like kill him.
I won't raise my hand against him.
Yeah, but it's just like it's like a contest. It's like a game.
A game, you say?
Yeah, I thought you really liked games.
How far away is Magic to me?
Stand pretty close, I would imagine. I gathered us all together for this.
Okay, here we go.
It's up to you. I mean,
Well, you made things quite interesting now, didn't you? But the stakes are very high for me. If I lose my sword and you gain your hat.
If I lose,
Win,
I lose my hat and something else.
You already lost your hat. What are you going to give up?
But if I win, I get my hat.
Right, so what
if
are you
I
gonna give
lose,
up to
it's like
him?
I lost two things.
Right,
But
but
you've
what are you going to
lost
give up?
nothing. You have nothing to bring to the table. I have my sword and you have your dignity at this point.
I always have something to bring to the table.
I don't feel like he has that. Never mind.
No thoughts. And is that the only thing that Dimitri needs? Is another God-sent weapon?
Dimitri always needs something.
You understand I'm in debt with Dimitri still.
As am I. And I have a way I could pay off both our debts.
And that being?
I'll bring out the ruby.
technically, that would pay off one person's debt.
Technically,
What happened to two people's debts?
We
What
haven't
happened?
talked about two people's debts yet. So maybe?
It's true, you guys are blood acquaintances.
I have a way I can pay off one of our debts.
Well, I'm nearing the amount of which I can pay him off in full, but I can't give up my blade.
He wants this very much, and I'll pull out the ruby.
Is it only items connected to gods?
He was very specific after I...
Mandrake is holding in front of you a red ruby. Is this the same ruby that you won in the drinking game?
No.
This is the ruby that you took from the...
The ruby, the elemental gem that I pulled out of the...
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like that thing. I'm more than happy to have us get rid of that. Just so you say. Just putting it out there.
I'm actually not.
No?
No.
Why is that?
Do you want something like that in the hands of Dimitri?
Do you know what this does?
Supposed to happen.
In all fairness, when he was looking at it, he showed me a display of many others similar to it. What's one more?
Just because two gems look alike on the outside doesn't mean that they're the same on the inside.
No, Dimitri was guarding these gems.
Right, he might have been guarding them for different reasons because they each had different powers.
But is there not a way we can break in?
I have a question!
Of course.
Don't you always?
It's a plant boy, yes. Anyway, you seem very interested in this, and I'm very excited about that. It's nice to see that you feel
plant
great.
boy.
Well, I called him Hat earlier. It's been 2 weeks. We haven't seen each other. You seem very interested in this. Not a question, right. Do you know what this does?
Why?
And what does it do?
It brings out living fire.
Living fire.
Aye.
We all remember his speech.
And why do we need more living fire?
We don't, but we need to make sure that it's safe.
I wanted understood that this is not the gem that was won in the poker game. This is the one that you pried from the dungeon, the eye that sucked you in. And
because that was where I got that
Okay,
one.
because that's
Yep.
the
I
elemental's
don't have
the
another
one.
ruby. We sold that.
Yep.
As far as I know, I don't have another ruby.
Didn't, because you got the
I got the
elemental
one
back.
that he.
Yeah, he got that one back.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one from the drinking game. I got back.
You were quiet until just now, Edwin.
Well, we start talking fire, I tend to get a little antsy.
Fair. Do you have anything connected to a god?
A whisper on the wind says, nice.
I don't.
Nothing at all.
Nope.
Not even a name?
I don't have any
God's names, no?
This may be a bit of a stretch, and I may regret ever having put this offer on the table. But dead hair.
A lock of your hair.
It's not really an item.
It's a connection to a god.
Do you want to
You're
give it
willing
up?
to just.
And how do you think death would feel about you severing a connection?
I don't think you get to say in how death feels about things.
No, I'm asking.
It's not a severance of connection. We're
What
not
if-
connected the way you and Cheshire are.
I mean, I'm willing if you are, but ultimately it's up to Dimitri whether or not this holds the balance of a hat.
And how can we not just go in and take it?
I may have made things worse.
Oh. Oh no.
I'm
Please.
listening.
Please
You have
hide.
my attention.
Okay, so you remember when I cut my hand and it touched the pendant and my connection to Cheshire?
Did you bleed all over his
I'm gonna start to
store?
smell his hand.
No, it's much worse.
Let's see if I can get this.
I thought that
blood.
if his blood touched the
Investigation.
Go ahead.
You know how I like to smell things? That's a 6.
Yeah, you're sniffing around for blood. He mentioned blood,
I
and
guess
you're,
I
like,
would-
you're sniffing for his blood, right?
I'm for someone's blood because he keeps mentioning blood.
Sure.
so I wanna
Yeah, you get the
smell him
faint
for-
whiff of blood.
but not his. Not
No.
Mandrake's.
Not human.
What did you do, Mandrake? You don't smell like you.
So I thought that if Dimitri's blood touched the emblem, then he would have a connection to a god, and I would get my hat back.
There's many problems there, so let's
You
just
heard
ignore
from the
that.
man that you were in debt with.
So you literally
I-
added insult to injury.
I gently sliced open his hand.
Hold on, I want to slap Mandrake. I want to straight fucking slap
Give me an
Mandrake.
attack roll. I'm gonna put this bad boy back.
That is going to be a. I'm strike. That is 21.
Yeah, does that hit your AC?
21?
Yep.
Yes, it does.
Roll damage.
I
Offhand
will
attack.
be uncanny dodging.
Let's see.
Okay.
It's just an offhand, buddy. So it'll be listed on your. Yeah.
That's way too high. I don't know which dice I'm actually using.
You don't actually. It's like your strength modifier, like at the at the very
Yes.
bottom.
So
4.
Uncanny
You
dodge.
just take 2.
Got it. Hey, 2 is less than 4.
You said you sliced his hand. That slap is the same as you slicing his hand. What stupid crap are you trying to pull, Mandrake?
Blood holds power?
And your actions have consequences.
Can I actually interject here for just like a
Please?
Yes,
Please,
Now,
plant
blood
yourself in.
holds power.
I can't.
Do you or do you not have a vial of Jabberwock's blood? Because I feel that might be a thing you have.
And if you claim to be a god,
Yeah,
Yes.
I got one of those.
Use that.
I do?
Perhaps that's what you need.
But is the blood alone going to be enough to get his hat back?
And
Who's
more
arguing
importantly,
about
if you
against
hand
getting
over
your sword?
Jabberwock's blood to
trying to help
Dimitri,
you.
are you not going to have Jabberwock really, really pissed off at you?
He
but we
already
also
hates
have
me.
to consider he either
Even
wanted a
more.
connection to a god, but how about part of an actual living god?
The essence of which.
Yeah, and then he could have Jabberwock out for his blood every moment of every day for the rest of his life, which is probably going to be about 30 seconds.
May I? Nix?
Yes.
Could you possibly sense a connection to a god? Maybe with your little
I
eye
could
thing?
look at it.
Little eye thing.
Could you check both the vial and her hair?
If you're willing.
No.
It'll take a while.
Well, and
What are you doing?
If he's gonna
I'm
be
apparently identifying
added,
the vial of blood and her hair
To check
on
for
two
a connection
separate
to gods?
things.
All right, what are you doing first?
I'm gonna start with the blood, because let them argue it out.
Okay. Yeah. You grab the blood and you spend a little bit of time doing it, and sure enough, it is confirmed as the blood of the Jabberwock.
I would like to reiterate that if we can find anything else, I would be more
If-
than happy to go with that.
If
first.
this would work, it would work probably more likely than that.
You heard the man. Jabberwocky blood
We can.
works better.
Who?
Moving on. That's the answer.
Mandrake, are you gonna go and?
I'm not
Make the
entirely
trade.
sure I'm welcome back. So I feel that I should not go alone.
Magic,
With Dimitri?
I'll accompany you.
Yes.
Are you sure that's much better? You have the Jabberwocky sword.
I can be as poised and reserved as I need to, as I was told many months, weeks, days yet ago, to keep my mouth shut and be more poised. And
I do feel like anybody who is part of the transaction of the Jabberwocky's blood to Dimitri has been a part of the whole process, and if the Jabberwock decides to come after said people who did the transacting, they would probably just be lumping themselves into the death and destruction.
And what is your
excessive amounts of
suggestion,
blood.
Louisa? I leave my hat in the hands of Dimitri?
Look
You
for
can
another
pay for
item. But I mean, I'm just saying that what is your hat if you're dead?
Louisa, I think in this situation, we upset one god or we upset another. We might as well upset the one who already hates us.
Who gets upset if his hat stays right where it is?
I do?
What god gets upset and comes after us to kill us if his hat just stays where it is?
But you forget the one that can plead to the god to not come after us. The one that can
So maybe you ask his permission before then?
not say permission.
Or are you
as much
going
as
to ask his
forgiveness.
forgiveness as he's trying to kill you?
Also, I spoke to Cheshire.
You
And?
Of course.
He implied that I should get my hat back?
Okay.
Did he imply, or was it more of a situation where
He
you
said-
wanted the hat and he was like, well, here's how you can get the hat if you just do these couple of things. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And then you were like, oh, yes, the hat. And then he was like, oh, how
all right.
great.
New plan. You need to kill Dave.
Wow.
That's the new favor.
This is actually happening, right?
Yes, but no, I take it back.
Are you
But
sure?
seriously,
Okay, so please tell me.
that's not how I sound.
I went cat-eyed for a second.
I would
yeah?
like you to tell him that I haven't actually heard his voice, so it's
Right.
hard to...
Yeah, so I went cat-eyed for a second. Yes? Yes?
We met him once.
Yes,
Okay.
you went cat-eyed.
It's been months.
I would watch your tone, Day. He does not appreciate that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cheshire, I really do appreciate all your help. Everything you've done has been wonderful. Please get your boy under control. Moving on.
Are we playing the eye changing game?
No.
I'll change it with you, bro.
Cheshire.
Do I?
If
I
you
still
would-
have the blood, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to Dimitri's.
Just so walking?
Yeah.
Are you stealthy or are you just kind of walking out?
I'm gonna walk off, as in like I'm just done with the conversation.
Sure, give me a stealth
but,
roll. Just for funsies.
Yeah.
Perception?
10.
10? Yeah, what's everybody's passive perception?
14.
If you
Everyone's
beat
gonna
a 10,
know.
if you guys beat a
16.
10,
Everyone's gonna know.
you watch
Okay.
Nick's like look up,
14.
like look at his hand with the blood,
Passive
look back
perception.
up, and then just sort of walk out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Can I stop him in his tracks?
She's gonna send message and be like, you want a distraction or you want a friend?
I can smell the blood leaving the room. Are you kidding?
So are you blocking
I
me?
ask again, do you want a distraction or
We
do you
haven't
want
come to a consensus, a reasonable consensus about that. I don't think.
I mean, if I saw him walking towards Dimitri with something that's going to get my hat back, I'm going to follow him.
Cool. Yeah, so you're following. Who
Yeah.
else is going?
I'm stopping.
You're staying here.
Benign transportation. I'm 30 feet ahead.
Spot.
Who's going with?
Follow.
Follow.
Can
Are
I
you staying?
I can run after him, right?
Yeah. Are you going or are you staying?
I'm leaving. Chasing
He's
after
not.
him.
He's not hiding.
No,
I
he's
know.
just walking
I'm
off.
just chasing after him.
Day, are you staying or going?
I'm going.
Are you staying or
this
going?
point.
I'm staying.
I'm staying.
Okay,
Because we can talk.
Suddenly, and when goes.
Two dimension door.
All right, let's go with the group that's heading out. The group sort of heads out. Now, Nix, you're sort of leading the way to the area, and you're sort of leading your way through the bustling streets, and you all start to notice the same sort of things. The signs, the big sort of like pictures, almost cartoonish, of like, I'm Mandrake Madigan, you know, and he's wearing the hat, and the hat's like, we've got like value, like, and then the little like short like cartoony figure of Grim that's like, you know, like rawr, you know, like, you know, and you even see like a guy in a costume that's like twirling a sign, you know. That's
I may have forgotten to mention he's using us.
He's using you two.
Oh no, no! And I'll point at the one of day. I assume there
there's
is
none.
one. There isn't one.
No.
Oh, okay.
You understand we owe him a massive debt.
No. You two signed contracts without reading them. They did not.
Okay, fair.
Mandrake.
Likeness rights.
I had an agent one time that did this exact same thing. But he was in his house. It was really creepy.
How tight is he with security?
I didn't try to steal from him.
So I'm still going. I'm just ignoring everyone.
You walk in, Nix, and the place is popping. Like it's a little, it looks bigger and more advanced, and sure enough, you see a large glass sort of case in front of you, and you see employees sort of walking about, and you walk in. Who follows Nix?
I'm gonna chase after him.
Okay. The minute you walk through the door, there is a figure of a plain-looking man. He looks very nondescript, and he's just got this big sort of like broad smile on his face. And he goes, "Hey, Mandrake, I'm your store liaison."
That seems fair. Nice to meet you. I assume you're going to watch everything I do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very intently.
And your name?
My name?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't given one.
Convenient.
We call you Chip.
Sure.
Is he off the old block?
Chip it is.
I'm gonna come from
could you tell me where Dimitri is? I have something for him.
Sure, I can do that. Are all of you going?
Is the glass
I'm
case
going.
where his hat,
I would like to go.
is it center in the room?
Yeah.
Or like close enough?
Are you looking at it?
I have an idea.
As you walk forward to check out the glass case, there is a faint.
Would I hear it?
Oh yeah, you
Okay.
got it the first time.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if I'd hear it this time because I'm not like right there. I'm going to immediately look at him and go.
Dimitri comes walking out from the back door. And he's like, "You work very fast." I thought that honestly it would take time. You would go back, there would be arguing and be like, "No, I have to do this, and it is my hat." And they'd be like, "You are dumb. You lose hat yourself." And like, so it is amazing to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we missed the other two. 4.
Dimitri, darling, how are you, dear?
Good, dear. How are you?
I'm excellent.
You look well. You look like you're getting sun.
You
This
too.
is
Did
nice.
you grow a bit? You look a little taller. A little.
Yes, it's me coming down.
Oh.
But this is nice. The hair.
Thank you.
thing.
Yes. Breakup. Had to do a change. You know, the usual.
Yes. No. I
Crazy nonsense.
Oh yes. Unless the breakup I had, I left the plane in existence.
So you get it.
Yeah. I killed the wise man too. It was a weird time for me.
I didn't do that. No.
Yeah.
Did he carry frankincense?
Sure. So anyway, let us close shop, and he will clap his hands, and then employees will start ushering people out, and pretty soon there's a little bit of time where you are the only ones sort of left in the store, with the exception of all the employees, which are sort of gathered around in a spot. And
do people know about what this does if they succeed on their save?
You have no way of knowing
I
that.
have no way of
You've
knowing.
never used
All
it.
right, great. Cool. Dimitri.
Yes.
according to Mandrake, you're looking for a godly item to
Yes, something that will draw people.
wood, Jabberwock blood, count.
This is the blood of God.
Yes.
The Jabberwock. Nix, I know you are straight shooter, so this is indeed blood of Jabberwock.
Yes.
May I confirm? You may hold on to.
Confirmed, but
Yes,
we wouldn't
I'm
finish
so
the
glad that
transaction.
you did, but I will probably have to as well.
Yeah. Would it count?
Bad influences.
Would it be enough?
If it were,
I'm gonna show
True.
it, but I'm not gonna let him have it.
Yeah.
Would this be enough?
He will look over at it and take a pinky and sort of touch the vial and close his eyes. And as he does, he will open his eyes very quickly, and they will sort of flash. It's almost like a light bulb going off, and he will take his pinky back away from the vial and give me a persuasion check.
I'm not. Oh, actually, 14.
can I assist?
How?
You said an item connected to a god. What's better than fresh squeezed blood?
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you over the throbbing pain in my palm. It is this loud, thundering noise that beats the boom.
Hey, Mandrake, can you hold this for me?
Give me a save, please.
Wisdom.
Save.
I'm not that smart, you guys.
Oh, that's it.
Parents have been telling me that.
Oh,
for
that's
years.
fair. 13 plus 0. So it is 13.
Also not that wise.
Yep. What is the save?
It doesn't say.
All right. Yeah, Mandrake. He's like, you're so intent in this conversation. All of a sudden, Nix is like, "Hey, hold this for a second." You're like, "Got? Oh, sweet. Oh, it's one of these little puzzle."
Damn it!
Mandrake is fully engrossed in this little puzzle cube from Felrin's Funhouse.
So why?
We will talk about this later.
So, is this enough time?
It is more work for me. Other than like item that screams like this is I belong to Mandrake.
Is his hands up like that?
Yes.
So,
She's gonna grab the palm that's broken and be like, "Oh dear,
Okay.
what happened?"
God,
Hold
this
on.
the
Sweetie. Sweetie.
Not like grab. Sorry, that's
The
aggressive.
last person to grab him.
No, I don't want to grab it.
Nope.
That's
I should have gave you the cue.
I wanted, no, because I was gonna cast it.
It is very good.
This is perfect. This is perfect.
Sweetie, oh dear,
I
no. Who
need-
did this?
How many hit points do you have? 59. There is a shout from the back of the room as the guy that was given no name sort of interjects himself
Chip?
forward.
The one that I.
The one that you named
Yeah, good
right
job.
before, right as you grabbed his boss's palm.
I know, it was a mistake.
It was a bad mistake, and you are just immediately hit with this spell and stunned.
We all make mistakes.
And yeah. Oh.
There has to be something else you want.
or anything that would even it out.
Good or bad? Okay.
Thank God.
He was like, Dimitri will walk forward and go, I'm going to assume the best from you and sort of dismiss the spell. I've been burned in the past. And by past, I mean in less than an hour, someone grabbed my palm and cut it.
No, I
So
limited time.
we're going to institute the no touchy rule from anyone ever
From
in
us?
this room.
From
I
us to you.
understand.
From us to
Anyways,
you. Or in
And
general.
what would make the deal worth it for the hat with this blood?
I know what it is. Why is that?
He will look at you and I would like to speak to you alone.
Okay.
And he will walk towards the back room. And Nix, you go with. There's a quiet moment where everybody's sort of looking at all of you, and everybody's sort of sharing nods and what's up? What's up? Hey, what's going on? You are not stunned. You have all of your faculties and things like that. He sort of dismisses it and things of that sort. The glass case is still there, but everyone is sort of staring at you. I say everyone is like 30 or 40 individuals that are now in the space, all wearing
Yeah. 30 or 40?
Yeah.
Okay.
He closes the door to the office, and he goes over to a small wall, and he pushes a few things back behind it, and he pulls out a chess piece. And he says, I was a very young man setting forth to find my fortunes in the world because there was nothing left to find in where I lived. I stumbled into a kingdom, the first kingdom I stumbled into here, and I was met with kindness at the gates, and it was not something I anticipated. Your father was great man. And he did not need to look down upon someone new to his kingdom and show any sort of kindness, especially being part of the royal family. I have known who you are from the minute you walk in. I have
to be like him.
I have kept your secret.
And I appreciate it.
Our debt is paid. The kindness that he bestowed upon me, this blood is enough. Nothing else owed. But please, for love of God, make it seem like it was harder than this. When you walk out of room and you tell a story, oh no, there was back and forth, and there was... I'm actually going to make some tea, you can have it, it's a very nice oolong, like it is like, and just to like extend time a little bit.
Don't mind that.
Alright?
Yeah.
I see him in you. Sometimes you will turn and look another direction, and I will see the wise king standing in front of me. He's hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you want to like cookies with oolong? They go with it. Okay. And he will spend some time like fixing oolong, and then Nix will eventually come out from the back, and he will look over at the glass case and sort of raise a hand, and the glass case will vanish as the illusion that it was, and he will reach into his bag of holding at his side and pull out the hat.
Am I still stuck with this?
I think it's been enough time as the hat reaches your peripheral vision.
I don't mind that.
Into my bag.
Okay. Sure.
Would I recognize the magic that it was? That I was entranced by it?
Yeah.
Okay. Into my bag. I'm gonna wave it at him and go.
If I could have the hat, please.
Yes. You make transaction here.
And I'll have the hat.
We're gonna pause there. Let's go.
Damn.
Let's go. Oh my god. Oh, you surprise me every time. Let's. Thoe, I think you guys are there a long enough time that like Bob sort of comes out and sort of switches with the day shift as the evening shift starts coming in, and the club starts coming to life with new and various patrons. That sort of come in. There's a beautiful, looks like a swashbuckling female that kind of comes into the bar and sits down at it and starts having drinks and things of that sort. And what are you guys doing with your time as the changing of the guard takes place?
Hey there.
Hello.
So,
Mood?
I would like to argue mood.
Where to start? There's a lot of things. I talked to Anansi. I guess that's a good opening.
Alright. And how'd that go?
I think it went very well. Thank you. Yes. I believe so. I'm not dead, so that's probably a start.
He's on the business academy, so.
Right. He seemed to think that, I would say he spoke highly of you. I mean, he didn't, but I mean, he didn't speak unhighly of you, so there's that. So,
When we tell this story, she's gonna be a lot more articulate. All right.
If you say so.
So, but I wasn't there to talk to him about you. Well, I mean, kind of, like the vision and you dying and all that, but like other people dying too and things. But I think he could help us with not everything burning up, and the caterpillar and the Cheshire cat and things. I asked him about the name thing.
Oh.
Yeah, and he gets the names, but you get the names too. I wish you would just be honest about it, because I trust you, and I want to trust you, but it's just a really big thing when it seems like you're taking something that people don't know why you're taking it, and what you can do with it, and that it could be dangerous to them, and that's a little frightening. I mean, wouldn't you be a little frightened?
If I wasn't aware, maybe.
Well, yeah, because you know the answers, but none of us know the answers.
That's true. And yelling's not going to get you anywhere.
I'm not.
How's this worked for you so
Yeah.
far?
I found a card. Did you find a card?
I did.
Do you want to see the card I found?
Sure you mind. You show me yours.
Brown
chicken
Bob,
brown?
Bob from the bar is just like, oh.
We taught us so well.
While you two examine each other's cards, let's head back to Dimitri's.
So that's how it is then.
I'm gonna give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me negotiate next time before you shoot yourself in the foot.
Can I stealthily walk behind Nyx and make it?
You want to yank it?
You do not want to do that.
As you walk behind Nyx, you start. Give me a stealth roll.
I mean, it's not terrible. 4 plus 7 is...
Not good.
Guys, 7 is his mom.
So he gets like real like sneaky. Like you start like sneaking up behind him, and as you do, you guys all you don't see him sneak, but you do see like the 15 or other so people like also like try to match this.
And I'm gonna go
like
psych and roar at all the people.
Okay.
I gotta get out of that somehow.
Yeah.
I'm just going.
You can take my thing.
He is just like Carrie.
I'm going to nod my head at the hat.
I'll let go.
It comes to me.
No.
No. It just falls on the floor.
No. It flies towards your head
Mm-hmm.
and gets real close. But the spot is taken.
No.
Son of a bitch.
You are currently in possession of
a cursed item.
the Mad Hatter's hat, but the space is blocked.
You know anything about blood oaths?
Can I have my cue back? No, but I can look into it.
It's quite simple.
Well, I feel, honestly, that this has been the best day. We had adventures, you talked to a child, you got your hat back, you can't wear it. I mean, but seriously, intrigue, romance. Grim did the thing, and it went very poorly. It made me very happy.
I'm glad that we were able to entertain you, Cheshire.
Welcome. Are you ready for my request now?
Your request?
Yes.
I thought your request was for me to help that child.
No, that's what you wanted. You wanted a means to get your hat, and I think I've obliged.
Fair. Do you need it done immediately?
I need you to find me.
Find you.
I have not been in Wonder for a while, and I don't know where I am. And I'm getting worried.
Can you describe the place that you are?
How about I show you?
Granted.
Mandrake is doing that thing again where he looks like he's like speaking in the air and stuff like that. Who's close to him? Day. I'll give. You wouldn't be. He threw the thing. Day. You're sort of paying attention. All of a sudden, like Mandrake's doing the thing again, and then Mandrake looks over at you, and gets a really weird look on his face, and his eyes go black and falls backward. Give me a dex save.
Trust me. Don't trust me.
The best trust falls are surprised.
Ron's trust falls jumps in the air.
17.
You guys watch as Day is able to sort of like cradle him and sort of lean backwards with him. And Day, the last thing you hear Mandrake say as his eyes go black and he falls backwards is, beloved, and he falls backward. You wake up in a black space.
Okay.
It is a dark black room. You see a man with a bright flash of red hair, and he's wearing a white suit. He is. He sort of stands there and he says, "Well, welcome to my playground. This is where I would put a duvet. This is where I would put the waterbed if it wasn't a black space of endless night and I had access to anything."
How did you get here?
I don't know. And I need to get out. Fire is coming to Wonder, Mandrake Madigan. And if I don't get out of here, there's not a damn thing I can do to stop it.
What's the last thing you saw?
I don't know. I was cavorting in and about the realm. I was I was everywhere and nowhere all at once. And then there was a loud scream. There was this flash of red, and there was this feeling of falling backwards, as if it was a long day and you're falling backwards into bed. And that was the last thing I remember.
A flash of red.
Yes.
Like the Red Queen?
Possibly.
Red Jack?
You're just naming people with the word red in front of them. Yes, Red Mary, Red Paul was probably there as well.
Or people with affinity for red who wear it.
Yes, Mandrake, I would love to speculate with you all day, and I'm happy to help you in small, subtle ways, but I have no hold. My hold is you. It is my followers, the people that wear that necklace.
How can I strengthen your hold?
Find me.
Is there anything I can do to tide you over until I do?
Keep doing what you're doing.
Chaos.
Worship me. Pray to me. Do little acts of chaos. Be you.
The other 5 are going to hate that. Oh, yes. And I'm going to love it?
Yes, you will.
I'll find you. Do you think you could possibly be in hell?
No.
No?
No, it's very tepid here.
Hell is different for different people.
It is. Hell for me would probably just be like water and loud noises and this little red dot that moves about on the floor constantly.
Phoenix, Arizona.
I may have an idea.
Please.
It might require a little time.
I have all the time in the world. You do not. And he will release his hold on you.
Okay.
Mandrake's eyes open.
It's about damn time you come around.
Int check. At advantage.
straight in.
Straight up in, baby. I'd let you do history if your history is higher.
It is.
Yep.
13.
You know, there's one guy on this earth that called you beloved, and you weren't a huge fan.
So, anything about a Red King?
All right, let's cut to Thoe and.
Bye. No, it's fine.
Yep.
So what do you think?
I have no fucking idea.
Me either.
All right,
I mean, they have things in common, but things that aren't in common, and I don't know. Maybe we should talk to everybody else and see. I mean, when they get back, assuming that they're not all dead and chasing. I think it was a terrible idea because the Jabberwock's going to be really, really angry.
Oh, aye, but you know, I had to try. God, tell me that wasn't funny.
Bob walks over with a couple of drinks in big glasses and with like lots of fruit and like umbrellas in them, and he's like, "Somebody ordered these for the two of you."
Okay, thank you.
And who's sending us drinks?
I'm not gonna lie, it was me. You're too cute, and he walks behind. He walks behind the bar.
Hey, so I have a question. It just occurred to me the other day. I mean, because like I'm really hoping that maybe this is the beginning to us getting along better again. Because I really miss you.
Sure.
But do plant people bloom? I mean, that's gonna sound a really weird question, but I have a pollen thing, and it makes me sneeze a lot.
I can't even. She loves the plant man. She's allergic to pollen. Why?
Star-crossed lovers, I tell you. Look at your day off in the distance.
We have a lot of questions, we have a lot of answers, but that's where we're going to end it tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in to our triumphant return back to the Kingdom of Wonder. We have some cards I would take a look at. We have some openings to various quests. We have past that you can go. We have a couple of days before. I would say we have another 24 hours of game time if you want to, plus the evening that is happening right now to do that. And so think about what you're going to do. Think about what you would like to do as you go about and sort of explore the club. There is a jobs posting board, like most inns and taverns, if you would like to explore that in some of your downtime. But other than that, we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. All of our Randoms Encounter production peoples that hung out in the chat and hung out with us tonight, thank you for returning the love and the favor. We love you guys so much. That is Wonder for this week as we turn our eyes towards Neverland. We are very excited to welcome them into the Indigo Chameleon family and have them start their adventure. So any encouraging words that our players can send, and lovely people, you can send little messages of encouragement and love on the Discord. We love you guys so much. Thank you, Moswald, for donating bits to reveal some of Dimitri's backstory and his connection to Nyx, which wasn't supposed to happen for quite some time. But it felt like a good time to do it. So thank you, Moswald, for affecting the game. We love you guys. There is always a spot at our table for you. So go out there, Indigo Connect. But before you do, I have a question. Do you wonder? See you guys soon.